Hello chess friends, we are in the round 4 of the European Chess Championship for 2019, and this is the game between the Grandmaster and the chess legend Boris Gelfand and the young Russian Grandmaster Nikita Petrov. Nikita is also a chess YouTuber, so I will put in the description a link of his channel. Let's see the game. It starts with the c4, c5, knight to f3, knight to c6, knight to c3, and then g6, e3, and bishop to g7. After that, Boris played d4, so he is fighting for the center, d6, and then d5. He grabbed a lot of space in the center right now, so we can see that he's controlling minor squares in the center. So knight to a5, and bishop to d3, opening the way for the castle, so king can make the castle after that. So knight to f6, h3, block the square g4, and right now Nikita is unable to develop bishop from square c8 to b4. Boris goes with the he goes with the castle, and after that e5. So he starts some counter attack in the middle of the board, so he play e5 and offer Boris to take it with the ampersand. So in the line, if he takes, then bishop can take, and he's making pressure on the c4, so he's attacking 2 times. That's pawn on c4, and white is forced to defend that pawn, for example with the queen to e2, and after that he can play rook to e8 and prepare for some moves like d5 in the future. He can also move the queen on the side, like queen to c7, and put another rook on d file and support. So and this position looks very good for a black. But after e5, Boris play e4, so you want to play with a stable center. And one thing is very important here, and that is the knight on the square a5. He has no moves to go. And let's see, knight e8, bishop to g5, attacks the queen. After that f6, bishop to h4, and bishop to h6. Put the bishop on a good diagonal, so he is controlling a lot of squares. After that, king to h1 and knight to g7. He's preparing for f5 in the future, but first he needs to move the queen from the square because she's pinned. So after that, g4. And with this move, it's clear that white wants to organize his attack on the king's side. That's the reason why he crushed a very stable pawn structure in front of his king. So he played g4 and he's controlling square f5 very well with his pawns. And after that, black goes with the bishop to f4, bishop to g3, offer bishop for trade, and then g5 was played. Bishop takes f4, and then e takes f4. So he's opening the e file, and rook g1. So white is looking for some attack using the h file. b6 was played, queen to c2, tried to push e5 at some moment, and then he can take the pawn on h7. So h6, after that rook to g2, knight to b7, transposing the knight, and then h4. White wants to open the h file with this move. King f7, and then rook ag1, rook to h8, and then rook h2, and h5. It's time for attack. e5 is played. So what he wants right now, he played e5, which attack the pawns here, and black cannot take with the f pawn because of that this pawn on the square g5 is hanging, so he can take that with a check, and that can be very dangerous for his king on f7. So instead of that, after a5, black goes with the move d takes e5, and then h takes g5, bishop takes g4 right now, and then bishop gives a check on the square g6. So king goes back to g8, and then we have a sacrifice of the rook. So rook takes g4. Here Boris sacrificed the rook with the idea to open the file. So h takes, and after that first bishop give a check. King goes to f8, and white can use his benefit of the light squares. So he can transpose the queen here, or he can create a strong attack with his rook, maybe rook here, or a queen to go on g6. So he first took the pawn on f6, after queen takes f6, then knight to e4, include every piece in the game. So knight is attacking the queen on the f6, and you can also transpose the knight on g5. That can be very dangerous. So queen e7 was played. After that, knight to h4. So he tried to check here. It's a triple attack. So rook takes h7, and he sacrificed the queen. So knight g6, give a check, king f7, and of course take a queen on e7. After that, rook takes h2, king takes h2, and king e7. We can see that white is playing with the queen against the rook and the knight, so it's a very good deal for a white. So queen a4, looking for some active squares for his queen, and then knight to a5, because right now that knight is covering the square c6. So d6 was played, it's a check, king goes to e6, and after that queen to d1, attacks the pawn on the g4, also tried to go with the queen d5, which will attack the king and the rook here. So in this position, Nikita resigned. So that was the game from the round 4 between the grandmasters and the chess legend Boris Gelfand and the young Russian grandmaster Nikita Petrov. I hope you enjoyed this game, and see you in the next game analysis. Bye bye.